Welcome to Secret Stories. I'm Mary Cacciapaglia. This episode explores the experiences of one of our subscribers on Patreon who goes by Parsi X. He emailed the following to us. Please allow me to introduce myself. I will go by the name Parsi X as a pseudonym for privacy reasons. Please bear with me for the long email. My journey into the unknown started at the age of 11. My family and I were based in Mumbai, India, growing up as Parsi Zoroastrian, a very small minority living in India at that time. I shall place my experiences in linear order to get some semblance. 1991. 1. Mumbai, India. We were residing on the third floor of a six-floor building. We had a wraparound balcony that ran the length of the apartment. I was in my room one evening when I heard a deep humming from outside our apartment around evening hours. Something told me to go outside on my room balcony. As I went outside and adjusted my eyes in the dark, it took my brain a minute to register what I was seeing. An object in the sky barely 20 feet from eye level, humming deeply with multiple flashing lights in the perimeter of the craft. Almost immediately, it looked as if there was a yellow window that opened in the middle of the craft and what looked like a hand waving at me. Unbeknownst to me, my twin brother was experiencing the same sighting on the wraparound balcony, which I found out when following the trajectory of the craft from left to right towards the wraparound balcony where I found my brother gazing at the very same craft. Now, after the sighting left us both in an elevated state, we both ran in the house and screamed at our mom saying, "We saw a UFO!" Mom, thinking we were fibbing, asked us to illustrate the object. Now, we both drew the object in separate rooms, and Mom was shocked to see the striking similarity in our illustrations. 2. A few days after this incident, I started being drawn to the wraparound balcony around 7 to 8 p.m. after dinner, where I would go out and telepathically communicate with orbs and UFOs in the distance, and they would follow me as I walked the length of the balcony. One night, I was looking at a bright star in the sky and said in my mind, "If you can hear me, then move with me." What followed was an immediate response from the craft as it moved at my pace as I walked. After this, I got really scared and stopped encouraging interactions, skywatching. 3. We moved to Auckland, New Zealand from Mumbai and stayed there from 1993 until 1999 with no known occurrences. 4. We eventually relocated to Gold Coast, Australia in mid-1999. We lived in a rental house until we decided to buy a house. Upon inspection of the house my father was intending to buy, I met the wonderful owners, a rabbi, his wife, and a baby. In early 2000, I woke up one night and what I can only describe the physical sensation as having someone invade your personal space, saw the yellow outline of the rabbi and his wife and baby in her arms. I was visibly shocked by this and immediately asked them to leave respectfully. At first, I thought I was dreaming, rubbed my eyes and opened them to still see them, their spirit form standing at the end of my bed. 5. I continued to have sleep paralysis for a few years after. 6. In 2022, I went through weight loss surgery and lost 60 kilograms over the last year. This has initiated a Kundalini experience whereby I am feeling constant pressure in my forehead region. 7. For the longest time, I thought it was my mental health suffering through the Project Avalon forum. I found out that I may be having an awakening experience. 8. Since January 2023, I've been more aware of myself. My empath abilities have been tightened. Feel more attuned to nature and animals, and feel almost allergic to humans. 9. One morning, whilst at home on the weekend, I was looking at my hands and noticed I could make out a faint yellow energy around my fingers. I realized I was seeing my auric field. 10. I started experiencing strange synchronicities, seeing the numbers 777, 888, 1111, 2222, 1212, 1313. Almost every day and everywhere, license plates, phone numbers, random security. 11. I started doing research on suppressed memories, and though I would go for a QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis treatment session, which I ended up doing here in Melbourne on 13/3/2023. 12. To my absolute shock, I discovered through my regression session abduction by mantid beings. Past life on Lyra was shown my Lyran mother that resembled a gray being, but with more elongated eyes. The eyes I remember were not jet black, but black, with pink and purple swirls that resembled light reflecting oil floating on water. 13. I then felt the physical sensation of looking at my human hands turning reptilian. I soon discovered my past life on Alpha Draconis as a reptilian being named Raka. 14. I saw that as a reptilian feeding on humans, I started to feel empathy for them and was punished by the reptilians for this. I was shown a soul transfer technology, which they used to reincarnate me in this human form. They find the human form to be very amusing and see us as toys to play with. 15. I started seeing in my mind's eye different images, ether beings, symbols, gray or reptilian eyes staring back at me. 16. Post-regression one afternoon, I felt as if my head was reeling. I kept hearing a voice saying, "Draconese, remember who you are." My wife got upset as I held my head and said out loud, "Stop talking to me." There was a notepad close by where I started illustrating what I was seeing in my mind. All of a sudden, I had the urge to draw this reptilian being on his craft and started writing in alien language as if my hand was possessed. 17. I've been on the Project Avalon forum detailing these experiences when I came across a post of a regression session done by Lauren. This session had a similar outcome as mine, past life as a reptilian. 18. I reached out to Linda Moulton Howe and have had a general discussion about my QHHT session. 19. Also, I forgot to mention around January 2023, my twin, who keeps his experiences to himself, shared an experience he had on the Gold Coast. He got off the bus from work going home when he had the urge to look in the sky, and he captured pictures of crafts. He was telepathically told he was being watched over. 20. Life has been extremely difficult in dealing with these experiences. Thankfully, my wife has been very supportive, but I feel so afraid to divulge more about these past lives. Prior to the regression, I barely paid any attention to past lives and did not know much about these reptilian beings. 21. Sorry for the long email, but I am seeking some guidance as I don't feel I have anyone to talk to that can understand what I'm going through. 22. I'm afraid that any more regression sessions would expand on the current sessions where I saw mantids, grays, and reptilians working on me. 23. I have attached notes from my QHHT session, diagrams and pics of the craft my brother saw. 24. Recently, to get rid of my reptilian attachments, I started doing self-healing meditations, and the byproduct of this has been contact with different colored orbs, originating from Orion's belt region. I've got photographic and video evidence of these, including the faces of a gray being in the orange orb. 25. Soon after a couple of nights of activity, multiple helicopters, including unmarked black helicopters, started flying over my apartment, which I have photographic evidence as well. 26. Hoping to dig deeper, I received explosive information from a further regression by Mary Rodwell that I completed last week. This is a very long email. I thank you for your patience in reading this, and if you are interested to discuss further, I can send you the gist of my regression with Mary and my further photographic evidence. I'm really hoping to make some sense of all of this. Any and all support feedback would be greatly appreciated. Many blessings. Parsi X. Well, Parsi, and all of you that subscribe to Breaking the Silence, you are not alone. We all have each other that we have gathered here in this wonderful community of open-minded and like-minded people. Friendships are being forged, and good things are happening. Thank you for sharing with us and listening to Secret Stories. Keep sending in your emails and comments, and I will share them for you. My name is Mary Kachapalya. May love and light follow you.